Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 33 of the Foot Basket Podcast. I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you tuned in. If you're a new viewer, welcome. This podcast is going over NBA, NFL things. NBA starting soon, NFL starting very, very soon, which I'm excited for. This episode, we're going to be reacting to BleacherReports ranking their starting fives for the NBA season after the Lebron trade. Lebron is officially a 76er, so some things have been happening since the last time episode drop. Episodes will be dropping every Tuesday at 12 p.m. I know this one came out on Wednesday, just had a little bit of a delay. But every Tuesday at 12 p.m. is also a Foot Basket Podcast IG account that you can follow to stay updated with all Foot Basket Podcast things related. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hope you enjoy this episode. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for returning and coming back. If you have any quality issues, or you can also hit that settings button in the top right. Press quality. You can change it to 1080 pixels. That's what I film at. I know sometimes YouTube just automatically does 360. When I first gave all the glory to God, allow me to be here, allow me to do this podcast, continue to grow it. I am thankful and grateful, and that it just continues to grow, and I continue to just do what I love. Just talking sports, talking NBA, talking NFL, continue to grow my knowledge in it. So I'm just so grateful. Hey man, so I had a different plan for today. I was gonna be doing something with NBA as well again, but I saw Bleacher Report had posted this article. It says ranking every. Let me get it up for you guys. It says ranking every NBA starting lineup after LeBron James signs with the 76ers. It posted July 26th. And I was like, hey, let's react to this. Let's see what Bleacher Report got going on. The author for this is Greg Swartz. So we'll see if y'all agree with him or not. We'll be doing a NBA tier list soon as well. I really want to do it, but I feel like there's so many things that still could be happening. Steph Curry is someone that's there's a little bit of rumors around. James Harden is still a question mark. Jalen Duren is still a question mark. So there's a lot of things that's still question marks, which makes me not want to do the tier list, but I really want to at the same time so bad. But yeah, let's get into this ranking. I believe it starts at 30. Yeah, okay. So we got spoiled a little bit with who number 30 is, but new members of the team will be free agents who are expected to resign will be given an asterisk. Okay. And it's just a starting five, so we can't be if I want to react and say, hey, the Milwaukee Bucks should be higher because they're bench or whatever, it's just straight up the starting five. This guy ranked them based on the starting five. So first he has, also let me zoom this out just a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, so he put Milwaukee Bucks at 30, which I agree with. Something that's I'm low-key excited for this NBA season is the new lottery rule when it comes to teams that are the worst in the conference have less odds to get a higher pick and stuff like that. And I'm looking even for this Bucks team out of all 30 NBA teams, this team still looks. I mean, it's definitely the worst team, but Ryan Rollins is a fun guy to watch. Tyler Hero coming to Milwaukee. We'll see how he plays. Jaime Hawkins was a six-man candidate last year. Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner is another not a bad fun, kind of fun player. So that even with this team, especially just that guard play, there's still a little bit of fun to it. Versus I feel 5-10 years ago, if you're watching a Charlotte, or if you're talking 20 years ago, if you're watching a Charlotte Bobcats, or the year that LeBron left Cleveland, or even the year after, what's it called, right before, right when the process started for 76ers and stuff like that, those teams are really bad. There was no potential, I want to see this guy hoop. There's a lot of teams out here that I'm okay, even last season with the Pacers, I did not want to watch the Pacers, and most of that is because their best player is Pascal, and that's not someone I kind of want to watch. But even with this team, there's a little bit. So I think with a lot of teams, there's going to be a little bit of that. There's something on that team that will be enjoyed to watch. Next, they have the Brooklyn Nets. Mikael Brown, Jaeger Demon, which Jaeger Demon has been cooking in Summer League. So I'm excited to see how he will play. MPJ had a great season last year. Julius Randle coming to this team. Daron Sharp is just there for the weak spot, but he's a great rebounder. I think he will work out of this because all four of these guys are going to have the ball at some point, especially MPJ's be getting those catch and shoot. Michael Brown will probably be handling the ball. Jaeger Dem will be handling the ball a little bit. Julius Randle will get some post touches. So Daron Sharp just being a glass cleaner will be great for the team. And again, even with this team, like Michael Brown, I'm excited to see how he plays, and Jaeger Demon as well, and see how MPJ also just raises his stock and potentially be a trade piece at the deadline. But they have Brooklyn as a 29. For 28, they have Sacramento Kings. Darius Acuff, Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter. So even with this team, like a Darius Acuff is someone I'm excited to watch. It's a bonus coming back. We'll see a little bit of that. I don't know, because this game isn't too crazy, but I want to just at least see him come back a little bit. And I think I definitely agree with this team compared to Brooklyn. Just according to just the starting five. Like you have the experienced players, from the 2 through the 5. And like, when Keegan Murray and Sabonis last time played together, and the boys was hooping. So I think this is the right choice. They have Sacramento at 28. For 27, they have the Memphis Grizzlies. Another team that this starting 5 is very young and low key looks fun as well. Like with Ty Jerome, which he didn't play a lot last season. Jalen Wells looked good in his minutes. Cedric Howard has been cooking in Summer League as well. Cam Boozer is one of the top rookies cooking in Summer League as well. And hopefully Zach Edey stays healthy and we can see some great defensive plays by Zach Edey. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be putting this team, like if it's Grizzlies versus Nets, I'm not clicking on that game. But like a Grizzlies versus Atlanta Hawks, like I might tap into that. Like Grizzlies versus one of these mid teams, I would definitely tap into, because like I want to see a guy like Cam Boozer hoop, Zach Edey hoop, even like a guy like Cedric Howard. Like these three, like the 3 through 5 is definitely some guys I definitely want to see hoop. Next, they got Chicago. Okay, I don't want to skip ahead, but I kind of want to see who's above them. I think this Chicago team is low-key a little underrated. I think Josh Giddey had a very, very underrated season. Had some great games, especially in the beginning of that season when Chicago started off, like I forget what they started off, like 6-1, 5-1, something like that. Bringing in Norman Powell to just get some shots up on his team, because we see a lot of like high flyers, athletic, a little bit of ball handling on Josh Giddey, but just like pure shot making. Norman Powell kind of just brings that. See how Cito plays. Bringing Nick Claxton was just a good signing. Like it wasn't like this isn't gonna make our team go to a championship contender, but it was just a great signing. Just clean that glass, make some defensive plays. Doesn't need a little bit. Don't really need much offense at all from Nicholas Claxton, because we were 1 through 4. We'll do that offense for you. See how Modest has a jump this year. We'll see what his jump is like. I'm excited for this Bulls team as well. I think they're a little underrated. I think they are. I think Josh Giddey's gonna have a great season. Norman Powell's gonna have a great season. I think Cito will be one of the best rookies starting off. Coming into the league and just being a great player. I think Cito will definitely bring that. So above them, they have the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets or Chicago Bulls. I think I do agree with this, that Charlotte is above Chicago. But like even with this starting, actually no, Charlotte had a crazy drop off though to be at 25. Like this team, the second half of the year being one of the top 3 best teams in the league. That's it. I think it was starting ever since January. They were one of the best teams in the league. Kobe White replaces LaMelo. You still have Con. You still have Brandon Miller. You still have Musa, and you're replacing Nas. Something that I had spoke about when the LaMelo trade did happen is that you being able to re-sign Kobe White is just a cheaper version of what LaMelo kind of brings you. LaMelo, of course, is taller, but just the playmaking, the high shot making that Kobe White brings is similar to what LaMelo does. LaMelo definitely has some better playmaking than Kobe White, but like this team is kind of still basically the same team. I don't think they're gonna have the energy and like the funness that this team had last season. But like we're still seeing like a great, high shot making and some playmaking point guard. Con is still there. Brandon Miller is still there. You're replacing Miles Bridges with Naz Reid, which some might say Naz Reid is a better player than Miles Bridges, which isn't a bad take. You still have Moussa Diabate at your 5. It's basically the same team, but they just dropped so much because of that LaMelo leave, which I'm not saying. I don't know if they dropped this much because of LaMelo, but we'll see. We'll see how they play with Kobe White instead of LaMelo Ball. Next is the Clippers. See this This I disagree with. I got Charlotte. I got Charlotte over Clippers. I got Bulls over Clippers. I can't go Memphis over Clippers. I would drop Clippers down 2 spots, right before the Bulls. They have Darius Garland, Chris Dunn, Brandon Ingram, Rui Hachimura, Brook Lopez. I mean, like there's each. I don't know how to explain it, but like Darius Garland, your playmaking point guard, not really good at defense. So you have a shooting guard like Chris Dunn that can clean up and make waves with some of that bad defense that Darius Garland has. You got some high level shot making with Brandon Ingram, and some ball possession as well. Rui Hachimura kind of being your corner guy to play some defense, get some rebounds, hit corner threes, and Brook Lopez to kind of stretch that floor. I think Brook Lopez is really just a big weak spot here, and how Chris Dunn is going to play. I just think offensively this team doesn't look too crazy. It's kind of just, can Brandon Ingram hit some shots? Can Darius Garland make the playmaking plays to a guy like Rui Hachimura or even like a guy like Brook Lopez that stretches the floor? But I got this team a little bit lower than this. I disagree with this. Next is the Dallas Mavericks. Right now it's Kyrie, Max Christie, Cooper Flag, PJ Washington, and Derek Lively. I think, definitely over the Clippers. Do I have them over Charlotte? Do I have the Dallas Mavericks over Charlotte? I don't think I do. I have them over the Bulls. I think I have Charlotte over Dallas. I have Charlotte. I think 100% have Charlotte over Dallas. I think they're sleeping on removing LaMelo that lineup, and they think this team is about to become terrible. I think they're still going to be good with Kobe White there. I think this Dallas Mavericks team is also going to be really good as well, but I think just a little bit lower. Kyrie is just a question mark. We don't know how good he is going to come back. Derek Lively is never somebody that stays healthy. Cooper Flag, I think, is going to have a great season. Max Christie, even he had an underrated season too last season. I ain't gonna lie. So maybe I'm sleeping a little bit, but I think I do have the Charlotte team over this Dallas Mavericks team. But hopefully the starting lineup stays healthy because it looks good. Like a Kyrie, Max Christie, you got some spacing. Got some lob threats with these two. This lineup looks fun. It does look fun. Next is the Washington Wizards. Bro, listen. Washington Wizards is the most slept-on team. I don't know why people are not talking about this team. And I don't want to hear nothing. This starting 5, and I know we're not supposed to be talking about bench, but the bench is, bro. When Will Riley started getting minutes, he was hooping. They still have Bilal Coulibaly. They still have Bub Carrington. They still have, who am I forgetting about right now? Because they have Keyshawn George in the starting lineup, so they have they have Bilal Coulibaly, Bub Carrington, Will Riley. There's another really young prospect that's on that bench as well. This team is full of young talent, and then you just bring in a Trae Young, a vet point guard. That's a great, was one of the best point guards in the league at some point. Anthony Davis, if he stays healthy, is a great power forward, and he gets to finally play power forward because he's Alex Sarr in that back end. Great defense. Alex Sarr had a great season as well. I think he's gonna have a big jump. AJ DeBonta, again, is going to be one of those rookies I think is just going to come into the league and just be a star. Keyshawn George will look good. Let me see if they say the name. I feel like I'm definitely... Trey Johnson. That's who I'm forgetting about. But they still have Trey Johnson on the bench as well. Trey Johnson, Bub Carrington, Bilal Coulibaly, Will Riley. Even if only 2 of those people, which in my opinion, Will Riley, I think it's going to be a hooper. Bub Carrington is maybe... Trey Johnson is going to be a hooper, and Bilal Coulibaly is going to be a great defensive player in this league. So this team is so slept on. I have Washington higher than this. What the Halliburton, bro? Nah. I'm flabbergasted, bro. I'm actually, bro. What am I looking at? Pelicans at 21? Yo, we got 100% the Wizards over Pelicans. 100%. I got Dallas over the Pelicans. I don't got Clippers over Pelicans. I got Charlotte over... Wait. Yeah, I got Charlotte over Pelicans too, bro. Yo, even though, there was a point in time around, 2021 I forget who the point guard was for New Orleans, but they had like Herb Jones, they had Trey Murphy, they had Zion. Bro, who was on that team? Jonas Valanciunas was maybe the starting five, where was the center at the time. I can't remember the point guard, but like I'm looking at the lineup and I see it was like a great point guard. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones is a great defender. Trey Murphy was a great high flyer, can now hit some threes now. Zion Williamson, we know what Zion can do. And then the center was like Jonas, which is just another great, like, you know, he's not A tier, S tier center, but he's definitely around that B tier, C tier range, so which was fine. When your 1 through 4 was good. I got fooled by this Pelican team way too many times, bro. Like, no, even though, like, there is, like, some talent here, especially with, like, DeJounte Murray, how he came back and played well. Trey Murphy is not hitting crazy threes, and he still is a high flyer. Herb Jones is still playing great defense and hitting, I don't know if he's hitting as much threes as he used to, but that boy used to shoot 50% from the three-point line. We know what Zion can do if he stays healthy, and then Derek Queen could be having a jump. And we also have, what's his name coming off the bench? Fears coming off the bench. But no, bro. There's too many question marks with this team, too much injury history. And I just think, like, although I see, like, there is some talent here, like, this team has never been able to put it together and get wins. So, team is way too high. Phoenix Suns. I think Phoenix Suns is also a very underrated team as well. They have Devin Booker, Jalen Green, which I don't know if this is how they're going to run it. I don't know how they're going to run it because they have Colin Gillespie. I don't know if they want to run Devin Booker at the 1. But if this is the starting lineup, it's Devin Booker and Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Miles Bridges, and Mark Williams, which is, I think this is a great, like, this starting five looks good. It looks good. It's never going to be the Spurs team. It's never going to be an OKC team. We have a great superstar in Devin Booker. Jalen Green is just your shot maker. Dylan Brooks, your high energy defensive player. Miles Bridges, high energy, high flyer. Good defensive player. Mark Williams, getting those rebounds, just being a big body on the court as well. I agree with this. I have, Phoenix Suns, I believe, is above every team that we've, besides the Wizards. I have the Wizards over the Suns as well. But they're above all these teams. So I agree with this. I would just have the Wizards above them still. Next, Golden State. I can't agree. And I know, like, you should never doubt when Draymond and Steph Curry, which Draymond just got his extension, by the way, for $27 million for 1 year. Oh, my goodness, that boy getting paid. You should never doubt Curry and Draymond when they're together. And now they have Chris Porzingis as well that they brought back, which, again, some injury history there, but we'll just act like he's still, starting and playing. Like, Yaxo being a starter at the small forward. And I have Wizards over this team. I definitely have I think I have the Suns. Yeah, I have the Suns over the Warriors as well. I think Charlotte. Now with Charlotte, it's like it's a little bit of 50-50, a little bit towards Charlotte's way, but I don't have the Warriors as high. I think it's a little too high for the Warriors. I think that's why Curry is, and there's some rumors about Curry possibly leaving, because this team just, like, at least on paper, like, I know Curry and Draymond just be defying odds when this team is not even on paper that good and they just be getting dubs. But, like, on paper, this team just doesn't look good. And I think Chris Porzingis definitely needs to be like a foreman in this league. We saw how well he played when Al Horford was on the floor with him, and it kind of allowed him to space the floor, hit some threes at the top of the key, and that Celtics run, get some post touches at the elbow. He was hitting some mid ranges, while Al Horford was playing just defense as a center and playing offense as a center. But Chris has being your full time center, even though I know how tall he is, it's just like I feel like he's just more of that stretch four. I don't have the Warriors this high. I don't agree with this. Orlando Magic. Shout out my boy if he's watching, but shout out you. This boy's a huge Magic fan, but, like, I think I agree with this. I still have the Wizards over this team, bro. I had the Wizards over this team, but I have the Orlando Magic above every other team that's been mentioned. Ooh, Orlando Magic or Phoenix Suns though? Orlando Magic or Phoenix Suns? I got Phoenix. There's a big question mark about how the new coach is going to run this team. I mean, we've seen the starting five for over a year now, and how they've played together. Because there was a little bit of injury with Jalen Suggs and a little bit of Franz Wagner towards the end of the season, but we've seen the starting five multiple games, and they've looked good at some times, but they've also looked very, very bad at some times as well. I got Suns and I got Wizards over this team. I don't think I have anybody else. Nah. Yeah, just Suns and Wizards over this team. But I agree. They should be somewhere around this 18 range, 19 range. I agree with this. Portland Trailblazers, I think it's going to be an underrated team. Very, very underrated. I don't know how they're going to run this Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Damian Lillard, John Morant thing. I don't know how they're going to run with this, but they're going to be a very underrated team in my opinion. I think, John Morant is going to come here. He's going to hoop. I think John Morant's going to have a breakout season. Donovan McClingan, if he stays injured, he is a great, great center, especially defensively, getting rebounds. That's just a big body of Donovan McClingan. Danny had a great season last season. He's on a great contract for Portland as well. Timani Kamara just playing defense, but you could kind of even switch that out for Shaedon Sharpe if you want more offense. I just don't know how they're going to run this guard thing. Excuse me, possibly moving Shaedon Sharpe to kind of a 3. I think do they still have Drew Holiday as well? Oh my days. Yeah, they still have Drew Holiday. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do about this kind of rotation. I think it's gonna be just Drew Holiday and Scoot coming off the bench. It's weird, but I think this team's gonna be very underrated. They're gonna be really good. I agree with this. I still have Washington over this team, and I think I have Phoenix over this team as well. I have Phoenix over Portland and Wizards over Portland. Magic or Portland? I have Portland barely. It's a close. I think it would be a close matchup again as well when it comes to starting 5. But I have Portland just a little bit. Lakers. We've seen Luka take a team basically like this, similar to like this. Austin Reeves being a Kyrie, Sandro or Mamu basically being a PJ Washington, Walker Kessler kind of being that, Daniel Gafford, Quentin Grimes. Who was the 3? It was Luka. Reggie Bullock really the starting 3 for the Mavericks team? Luka, Kyrie, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford, and PJ Washington. I can't remember if Reggie Bullock was really that 3. Quentin Grimes is definitely a better 3 than that. But we've seen Luka take a team like this and bring them to the best team out the West. So like, do we believe that Luka can do that again? Based on just looking at starting 5, not thinking of what Luka has done, like this team does not look like as good as paper, and it's kind of similar to the Warriors situation where I shouldn't doubt what Luka can do. But I think a team like the Magic's gonna have a better season than this. I think the Trailblazers, the Suns is gonna have a better starting 5 than this. Wizards definitely. I will drop the Lakers if like about 4 spots in my opinion. I think so. I don't know how Walker Kessler is gonna come after his major injury and all that drama, money issues that he was having with Utah. I don't know how he's gonna come back. Mamu being a full-time starting 4 is a little You know what I'm saying? Quentin Grimes is a great 3. He's a great starting level 3. Austin Reeves and Luka at the backcourt. We've already seen how that's played out really well. It's just gonna be Luka and Austin Reeves just basically having 2 ISO plays. But we'll see. Also, Quentin Grimes being a 6'4" small forward. Yeah, we'll see. But this team basically was kind of similar to that Dallas Mavericks team. I know Austin Reeves is not Kyrie level, but it's very similar to like that shooting guard, also just being a ball handler, and just having the people around it. Utah, another very underrated team. I was hoping they could bring back Walker Kessler because this team would look even better, which I wonder if they're probably going to be in the market for looking for a center. Like if Jalen Duren went to this team, oh my goodness, bro. I don't think they have the money for Jalen Duren, which I know. I actually think Jalen Duren is going to be a sign and trade, which I don't know how much money Yusuf Nurkic is making. That 5 spot is just hurting them, bro. That 5 spot is hurting them. They have Keontae George. They have Darren Peterson starting instead of Ace Bailey, which I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. If they're gonna be running Ace Bailey at the 2, or if they're gonna be running what's his name, Darren Peterson at the 2. But it seems I think Keontae George is gonna have a big jump because this is basically his season to find out how much money he's gonna be qualified for his extension. We've already seen Laurie Marketing for years. That boy been hooping. Jaren Jackson's gonna come here. I think he's gonna hoop as well. So we'll see. They're just that center spot is really hurting a lot. I do have this team above all the teams besides. I still have Washington over this team. Yeah, I have this team over every team besides Washington. Miami Heat. Yeah, the Tim Hardaway signing was a needed signing, and we're only doing starter 5. That Tim Hardaway signing was a need signing to space that floor, just hit some wing threes, hit some corner threes. Besides that, like Giannis Cook. I agree with this. I have this team over Washington. Do I have this team over Washington? I have this team over Washington. So yeah, I would have Washington probably at the 15th spot because I have Miami over them. Which I think that's the right choice. But it's that Tim Hardaway signing was a big signing because Andrew Wiggins, Giannis, Bam, like this 3 through 5 looks great. The 1, 2 through 2, especially before that, Tim Hardaway was just a little sus. And Davion Mitchell will be your starting point guard on a great team. He's played great basketball. I think he's played amazing basketball, but I just think there's not a lot of playmaking that comes out of Davion Mitchell, and there's not a lot of playmaking through your 2 through 5. But Davion Mitchell just has that dog in him. He does have that dog in him. So there's a lot of dogs on this court. Like Davion Mitchell's a dog. Andrew Wiggins is a dog. Giannis and Bam are both dogs. So there's a lot of energy and grit on this team. Next is Detroit. They dropped Detroit to 13. Wow. They dropped Detroit to 13. Wow. Okay. I did not expect this. Cade, Asar, Duncan, John Collins basically replaced Tobias Harris. And I don't think Jalen Duren is coming back. I don't. And they don't have Isaiah Stewart no more either. I know they're talking about sign and trade, so I am assuming they're going to sign and trade for a center. They might get like a kind of a mid center and a great 3 because I don't think there's a lot of centers that's on the market right now. But if this starting 5 was exactly how it is on paper, where Jalen Duren, John Collins, Duncan Robinson, Asar, and Cade. Also, yeah, no, I had Miami there. I agree. I think I have Detroit over all those teams, and I think I'm gonna have them higher than this as well. We'll see what the other teams are saying. But Detroit being at 13 is crazy after them having 60 wins last season. Hey man, that's what I guess it's the Tobias Harris effect. Tobias Harris gets removed or replaced with John Collins, and they drop to 13. Oh my goodness. Next is Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they're higher than this too. I agree. I think this team is better than all the teams that we've seen, but I think they're higher than this. I think Iowa's going to have a breakout season. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, I think it's going to work well together. I actually do. We've seen Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert basically just be the defensive anchors, because like even when Julius Randle was on the team, you could just kind of see Julius Randle as a 3. I know there's times when they played against San Antonio and they had Julius Randle on Wemby, but you kind of replace that with Jaden McDaniels, especially if he gets a little bit bigger in this offseason. I think this team's gonna be great. I think this team's gonna be better than 12. And I agree that this team was better than any team that we looked at as well. I think they're better than Detroit for sure. Boston Celtics at 11. This is a very, very risky spot here. This is a very, very risky spot because we don't know how Paul George is going to play with this team. We have no idea how Mitchell Robinson is going to play with this team. Jason Tatum, he had great minutes when he came back, but no Jaylen Brown. It's kind of just going to be Jason Tatum's team now, which he hasn't really seen his whole career, basically. He hasn't seen where he's just kind of the star player only. Even when Jaylen Brown wasn't as good in like 2020, 2019, he started like Kemba Walker there. He's had the years with Kyrie was there. So this is like the first time that Jason Tatum's kind of having his own team, and they have him at 11. I think I do have Minnesota over Boston, but I think I have Boston over I got Boston over Detroit, even though Boston is my second favorite team because I'm a Jason Tatum fan. That's one of my players. I got Minnesota. I think I'll just switch these two. Excuse me. Put Boston at 12. Put Minnesota at 11, and possibly Minnesota higher. Number 10, Toronto. I think Toronto is also a very underrated team. Not a lot is being talked about how good this team will be, in my opinion, because it's basic, bro. What Toronto was able to do that nobody's talking about is they brought the Cavs to 7, which people are saying that Cavs team is not good, bro. That's cap. I know James Harden had a terrible playoff run, but that Cavs team was good. But I think Toronto had a great game plan, had great defensive play. Like the defense out of that team in that playoff run was spectacular, like genuinely just spectacular. And they were doing it without Quickly, because Quickly did not play in that playoff series at all because he was injured the whole playoffs. And then Brandon Ingram, he played in like 2 games, and the rest of them he was injured. And those 2 games he was actually trash, just genuinely trash. So it was Jamal Shed, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, and Colin Murray-Boyles. Bro, those 2 players out of the starting 5 that like you put them in the starting 5 today, and you're like, why is that boy starting? You know what I'm saying? So this team was better than is better than they were last year. Even if you just kept Brandon Ingram and you had Emmanuel Quickly in that series, I think they beat the Cavs. Now they just add Kawhi. They still have Colin Murray-Boyles on the bench, right? But you're not supposed to talk about bench. Which I think Colin Murray-Boyles, if like Scotty Barnes was like 6'10", 6'11", they could bring in like a guy like Colin Murray-Boyles as a starting lineup for real. But he's just too short, bro. That boy need to get some height. Because that starting 5 of Colin Murray, CMB, Scotty Barnes, Kawhi, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly. Oh my, that defense is crazy, bro. That defense is crazy, bro. That defense is crazy. I think the Toronto Raptors are higher than this. I think they're gonna play it. They're gonna have a really good season. Houston Rockets. On paper, this team does look really good. Fred VanVleet coming back. Amen Thompson, we already know how he's who. Kevin Durant is still there. Jabari Smith has been a great role player, power forward for this team, and then Alperen Sengun. This team just doesn't. There's just something about this team that, like, especially during that playoff run, like, it just doesn't correspond together, bro. And I know Fred VanVleet wasn't in the picture, so maybe the playmaking of Fred VanVleet would make this team ceiling be higher. But, like, that's just an unknown versus, like, a team like Toronto. Like, I know, like, I genuinely, that's not even an unknown. Like, I know Kawhi will come to this team and hoop for this team, bro. I got Toronto over Houston. I think I would just put Houston at 10. I got Houston over... I got Minnesota over Houston as well. So I'm basically dropping Houston to 11. Boston stays at 12. Minnesota goes to 10. Toronto goes to 9. Atlanta Hawks at 8. CJ McCollum, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu. Let's see how far back we'll drop them. I got Boston over them. I got Minnesota definitely over them. I got Detroit over Atlanta. Miami is over Atlanta. They're somewhere around 15. Them being, what number is that? 8? Bro, I want to. If there was comments on Bleacher Report, I want to see the comments, bro. 8, bro. Hey, bro, they got them 2 games against New York, and now, people gotten crazy, bro. 8. I disagree. I got all those teams I just said up to 15, which is Utah. I think Utah and them is definitely a closer matchup. But every other team before that, definitely better than this team. Bro, 8 is crazy. 8 is actually crazy. Next is Cleveland. Yeah, just a lot of it is just it's James Harden coming back, and if James Harden does come back, of course, regular season, this team's gonna be great. James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. You have a 1-2 and a 4-5 are just great basketball players, and then a shooting small forward. Like, that's a recipe for a championship team. Is having a great playmaking point guard, a shooting guard that can just be a floor raiser, playoff shiner, could drop 40 points. Your small forward just sits in the corner, hits threes, and plays defense. Your power forward is you can have either your power forward just be your offensive player and getting some buckets, or your power forward be your great defensive player, and then just be vice versa. Bro, this team has the player types of a championship team. It just don't be working together, bro. Like Jared Allen, James Harden just be selling in the playoffs, bro. Even Donovan Mitchell didn't have a great series. He had a good series, but not a great series. Mobley had a decent to good series, but I do agree. I think I do agree with this. Like this starting five during the regular season is going to be really, really good. I think over all these teams, I think I got Toronto over Cleveland though. So we got Toronto at 7 right now. I got Toronto over Cleveland for sure. Next is all right, bro. Sign me up for Bleacher Report. I'm gonna send in my resume. Yeah, sign me up. This is the team that you have to beat. This is a fact. Them and OKC are the team you have to beat. If you want to be able to look at your team and be like, we have a chance. They have San Antonio Spurs at 6. What 5 of the teams are above San Antonio, bro? I don't even have to waste time on this. Listen, bro. I'm an amazing Denver Nuggets fan. Yo, I love me some Jokic, some Jamal Murray. That pick and roll is amazing. You pass out of that pick and roll to the corner, like a Cam Johnson that just hits that 3, or maybe a cutting Aaron Gordon that catches that lob, or maybe a cutting Christian Brown that can dunk on somebody. You know what I'm saying? That offensive game is amazing. That defense is very, very lackluster and trash, to be honest, at some point, especially in that Minnesota series. We saw how terrible that defense was. Over San Antonio, gang? Over San Antonio, yo, I'm not that delusional. Listen, I can get delusional at time, bro. Denver Nuggets over San Antonio, bro. Listen, again, I think Cameron Johnson needs to get out of here and get a better small forward. If we're able to bring Peyton Watson back, I think we're literally the most expensive team in the league right now, which is so annoying because Cameron Johnson don't need to be making that much money. Christian Brown is making so much money, bro. Bro, Christian Brown is on a terrible contract. He's at like $32 million. 32 M's, gang. 32 M's, bro. He's making more than Aaron Gordon, gang. Yo. Bro, imagine we could change that 32 M's and put it to another guy that's making 32 M's. But nobody wants to take that Christian Brown contract, though. Bro, the team could be so good if we could just surround our 2 and 3 with great defensive players that can hit shots. So we have, a great defensive shooting guard, a great defensive small forward that can hit threes, and Aaron Gordon can do both. Hit them threes and play good defense, and then we just have Jamal Murray and Jokic being our bad defenders, which is perfectly fine. Bro, but then over San Antonio is crazy. Aaron Nesmith, Zubac, Nembhard, Pascal, and Tyrese Halliburton is better than San Antonio Spurs. Better than the Denver Nuggets. Hey, bro, I think Indiana Pacers and Nuggets is a very, very close. I think I have the Nuggets just a little bit over San Antonio. Is crazy, gang. Yo, who wrote this article, gang? I got Indiana Pacers dropping down. Like I got Toronto over Indiana, to be honest with you. So I basically like my top 6. So I got Denver here. Or no, I got Raptors here, Denver here. No. I got Pacers here, then Raptors, then Denver. Then the 4 through 1 is a little bit different. But bro, are we serious? I know the top 3. I already know. Well, actually, I don't know the top 3 because I would have Spurs in my top 3, and I only know 2 teams, so I don't know who they have. Oh, okay, this makes sense. New York Knicks. I agree with this. New York Knicks is at the right spot. I think it. Wait. No, New York Knicks is not the right spot. I got New York Knicks 4. Starting 5 wise, I got New York Knicks 4. I got OKC 3. I got San Antonio 2, and I got Philadelphia 1. That's my top 4. That's locked in. Now, who did I put at 5? I had Denver at 5. Raptors at 6. Pacers at 7. Yeah. That's a fact. New York Knicks team, reigning champs. This starting five is a great starting five. They play well together. This is, and even though Josh Hart plays before OG, and yeah, they got him a little bit messed up, but it's okay. Yeah, this was a championship team. They didn't lose much. Their starting five is the same. OKC at 2. I agree with, right? No, I have OKC at 3, San Antonio at 2, Philadelphia at 1. Starting five again. This is gonna look great as long as they stay healthy. It's gonna be a great starting five. It's basically the same team. They got off that Lou Dort contract, which was really good for them as well. And number 1, I agree. I have the 76ers team being the best starting five in the league, guaranteed, bro. If VJ has a big jump, oh my freaking goodness, East, y'all cooked. Knicks cooked. Pacers cooked. Raptors, unfortunately, bro. I'm becoming a little Raptors fan too, bro. And I'm number 1 Denver fan, then Celtics, and then after that, I'm not really a fan of nobody, but I'm getting a little fan of the Raptors and a little bit of Hornets as well. But y'all cooked too, bro. This team is leading. This starting five is unfair. Genuinely, if they stay healthy, if they're healthy in that playoff series, I'm talking about fully healthy, unfair, bro. And especially what can come out of VJ, bro. The shot making, the defense, the playmaking, the experience, bro. Oh my goodness. Hey man, we're gonna be having this was a crazy article. There was definitely some crazy takes. But I'm glad I reacted to this. We got to see some starting fives, some ideas that some people have having the Pacers at number 14, which I don't agree with. But we're gonna be doing an NBA tier list soon. I'm gonna be grading teams off seasons as well. That'll be in a future episode as well, soon as well. Talking NFL very soon as well. We're like less than 30 days away from, right? No, I might be wrong on that. A little bit over 30 days. But, hey man, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you for just helping me out, because staying all the way to the end of the video helps me out the most. More than the subscribe button, more than the like button. Staying all the way to the end of the video helps me out the most. So just continue to do that. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next week, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. See y'all. Peace.